name is Amanda Bradford. I'm founder and CEO of The League. The League is a dating app designed for aspiring power couples. We use Facebook and LinkedIn to double authenticate all users, and we use an admissions process and vet every profile before gaining admission into the community.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Assimos, Vice President of Content at eHarmony. eHarmony is an online relationship site. We've been around 17 years, and we match people based on compatibility, 29 dimensions of compatibility. So people come onto our site, they answer, I think about 130 questions about themselves, and then we will match you with people we think you'd be a great fit with based on the research we've done over the last 17 years.
My name is Viera. I'm from NamoroOnline.com from Brazil. NamoroOnline is one of the largest dating websites in Brazil and app. We have more than 2 million singles registered in Brazil.
Kenneth, Agee, Foreign Affairs Chief Marketing Officer. The Foreign Affairs is an international matchmaking company. It combines online and offline matchmaking.
I'm Jauhar, and I do business development at Sift Science. So Sift Science uses machine learning in real time to let you know which users you can trust and which users are fraudulent.
I'm Markowitz, and I'm a freelance data scientist and a software engineer, and for 2 years I worked at OkCupid. When I worked at OkCupid, I worked on tons of things. I built a lot of site features in C++, but I also did a lot of data analysis. So I would look at sort of trends that we could find in user behavior, try to figure out what users cared about, what sort of questions should be in the app to make better matches, and getting the algorithm to work better.
Jonathan Delong, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Date Perfect. We are, if Kayak and Yelp had a love child, we are a directory of dating services. We aggregate about 4,000 dating sites across all niches and industries, and we're moving into a global marketplace.
I'm Charlie Morton. I'm the CEO of InternationalLoveScout.com. International Love Scout is sort of the most comprehensive website about the total international dating picture, Latin America, Eastern Europe, Asia. We cover all the regions and all the major companies.
So my name is Dietzel. I'm a PhD student at McGill University. So McGill University is based in Montreal, Canada, and I'm studying safer social connections among app users. So I'm looking at sexual violence among gay and queer men, and I'm looking at rape culture in online spaces.
God, this is going to be like 8 to 10. I can't quite remember now after all these years.
I was in the first iDate in São Paulo.
This is my second iDate.
Yeah, this is my second iDate.
Not first time for eHarmony, but my first time, yeah.
My first time at iDate.
So this is my first iDate.
It is my first time at iDate.
I think both events are great. This event is bigger, better, more people are here, it's more organized, it's awesome, it's warmer.
This one was actually really, really fantastic. So I'd rate it, a 10 because I actually made 3 really good contacts, and I got some really good key information. So those little things are, more than made it worthwhile. This iDate had a lot of people who were startups pitching ideas. And that's made it very entertaining for me. I really enjoyed getting to meet people who are passionate about some new idea and listening to their pitch and everything. So that was a lot of fun.
This conference was awesome. I have meetings with big professionals, C-levels from the dating companies, and we have good speakers here. And if you are thinking in work with dating company, or if you are in dating companies, you need to be here to participate with this event.
I got a lot of ideas, from what we were charging for our VIP matchmaking, knowing that we were charging way too low compared to everybody else, to knowing that we actually need to get in the Chinese market related to our Philippine market. Looked at some of the numbers there and didn't realize the correlation between those two markets. Just too many ideas. I've got so many ideas written down. Now I got to try to go back and regurgitate them and then follow up on them. That's a problem. Following up on all the things that you get from here.
I did get ideas, yeah. In the conversation I had with Mark, I was talking about the challenges we had trying to launch a premium service and scale it, because it's a lot of TLC with each client. And I had 5 people in the audience give me great ideas for how we could scale it and who we could partner with. So I was really excited about the opportunity I got here today.
I was writing constantly. I have a bunch of ideas that I'm totally going to apply to my research, and that has actually even made me think more about how I use dating apps. So as a user myself, how I conduct myself, and even it gave me insight into how companies function and how they try to provide us with the best user experiences possible.
Oh yeah. There's at least 4 or 5 people that I'm going to have calls with, and who knows what's going to happen.
I got a lot of ideas from the presentations: sales, marketing, live video. I think there's a lot of things I'm going to bring back to the team.
I'm seeing executives talk about the future of dating and how more people are trusting these platforms. So with this increased adoption, I think our platform will fit in really nicely as they scale their businesses.
I mean, yes and no. Like, there were some ideas that I thought were interesting and unique, but again, we're a pretty small company. We've been around for about 3 years. I sold my house to start this company. So, and at the end of the day, we're trying to stay super focused. So when I hear new ideas where I'm really excited about them, I have to be super disciplined to kind of put them aside and think, okay, that's neat, but right now we got to stay focused on the roadmap. That being said, sitting with the guys from, I guess now, Idea, they were steering me in terms of ways to better run my business, and that was really super helpful. At the end of the day, we build a race car, and sometimes the people who build the race car aren't intended to drive it. So I may have found some potential drivers in the room.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sift Science is cool. Like, for example, when I left OkCupid, we were just starting to actually use Sift Science, and I can tell you that it made life way better for our engineering team, because we used to spend so much time vetting out fraudulent profiles. So I feel like I was excited to meet the company that actually made that possible.
I'm meeting a lot of founders, presidents, CEOs, a lot of people who have new startups, a lot of really smart software engineers, which I really like to meet because I come from a marketing background, and so talking to a software engineer with a new product is intriguing in sort of how to market it. What's the market in the dating niche?
All of the above. I've met CEOs, I've met people starting matchmaking firms, I've met anyone and everyone kind of involved in the dating space, so it's a great place to meet new partners.
So I met people at all levels. So I definitely met people who are in the presidents of their company. I met people that are involved in the everyday interactions. I met techies who work behind the scenes. I really met quite a diverse amount of individuals.
I met people here that I'm convinced already that are going to be lifelong friends, which is kind of interesting, really kind of cool. But I met people who were service providers. I met CEOs, I met COOs, I met directors and founders and developers. It was really interesting because I met people across the gamut of the industry. There wasn't a massive amount of people, and even that being said, it was really well represented in terms of people doing like AI, marketing, all sorts of things. And I think I've incorporated probably potential funder into our mix from this, as well as maybe an advisor or two. So it's really good for a small company like ours to have this kind of access.
Really here we're meeting with C-level executives and just helping them picture a vision of their product being a trustworthy platform, a place where people know they can have a great experience as a user.
I've met competitors, I've met matchmakers, I've met people who run technology that could help us in different ways. So it's been a really amazing wide range of people that we could sort of work together in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I'm meeting a lot of founders. I'm meeting a lot of matchmakers, which is fun for me. A lot of academics.
Well, I kind of met all different people, and then each one is always different. Here I met 3 different people that were running dating sites in other countries that are countries we wanted to get into. So that was really a really good asset to attain here. And I also talked to several people that gave me a lot of insight in future marketing type ideas. So, any one of those would have made it worthwhile. So the speed networking, basically you sit across from each other, and about every couple minutes you move, and that way you get to meet all the people at the event, and you get to exchange information. And I like that because you can find out right away who you're interested in and who you need to talk to, and you can exchange business cards and then make up times to go talk to the people later. So it really helps get to meet the people that you need to meet it's really, really fast. And it's nice that you did it at the very beginning, because then I had the next couple days to follow up and meet and talk to them further.
Well, I actually went to 2 speed networking here. The first one was when it was the buyers and sellers. And that was the first day. It was much smaller. The second one was the full room, and it was a little more chaos and mayhem, but it was actually really cool. What you're doing is you're sitting across from people and rapidly moving chairs and giving them kind of a pitch about what you do, a pitch about what they do. And what it forced everyone to do was get to know everyone in the room, and it didn't feel like one of those cheesy exercises where you get to know everyone in the room. And doing that early in the conference gave me an understanding of most of the people around me, so it allowed me to jump right into deeper conversations in the following days.
Speed networking's great. I ended up meeting people I would have never met, some of whom I wasn't necessarily in their niche or anything. I wasn't really, but it was people that I just would have never met otherwise, and people with interesting ideas and concepts, and maybe down the road it'll work out where there'll be a good contact.
So speed networking was having a lot of people sitting across from each other, and what we would do is similar to speed dating. People would take turns after a certain amount of time, and you would move to your right. So I would chat with somebody for a few minutes, and then I would move to my right and chat with somebody else. And it was a great way to connect and have conversations with a lot of people. I think that actually was one of my favorite things, because I got to, in a very short period of time, have great insight into a variety of people's experiences, what they bring to the industry, and what I can share with them. That was a great experience.
You know what, I have to say, just the caring, I didn't expect from, I would say, 4 or 5 different people, just the sort of the caring and the appreciation for what eHarmony does, and just the sentiment that we really want to help people find great relationships. I really found that kind of surprised me, just the want to help people amongst everybody.
2 guys showed me software that I didn't know existed, that I didn't know you could even do that with the software. So that, from my perspective as a marketing guy, is like, wow, that could be huge.
Oddly enough, the presence and the value that the coaches and the matchmakers bring to the industry, I look at things really analytically a lot, and I'm often thinking that the technology is going to solve everything and the dating sites are always the answer. But at the end of the day, people are trying to find someone else to be with, sometimes before they even know who they are themselves. And having that, I guess I should say, that lubricant in the process, having the people who can help them get there, I think will actually hold this space together. So I thought that was really interesting. And then the emerging market stuff was really interesting to me as well. There's a great presentation by Phil, who brought in a lot of information about the gay markets and the cohesion of the dating apps within those markets. And that was the wow factor for me, to see how one segment of app is doing things really differently than another segment of app, just adjacent. And that was a wow factor for me, how the industry can come together by learning from itself.
I don't know if it made me go wow, but it was like, you know, when I made a couple connections, because in our business, trying to make connections in other countries, that's the toughest thing we do. Trying to find the right people in different places. It's the most expensive and the most time-consuming thing. So by me getting 3 solid leads in 3 different countries, that was just like huge for us.
Well, you know what's really amazing is I have like 4 deals that I'm really going to be pursuing. Some are very close. I've had 2 handshake deals, and it's pretty amazing. You just need to work out the paperwork, the final details, but it's pretty amazing. The people you meet here are really trying to make things happen.
Actually, I got about 4 or 5 different partnership contacts that were hoping to work on some local marketing deals, so yes.
Well, I have some potential business deals, yeah, from a content perspective, yeah. I met with 3 or 4 dating coaches, matchmakers who would love to write for us, and I felt like they had just such passion, and I'm really excited to pursue those relationships.
So in terms of collaborations, I certainly came to this conference hoping to connect and network with a bunch of people in the industry, and I would certainly say that I achieved that. It was really good because I got to hand out a lot of my business cards, I took a lot of other people's information, and I feel very excited, and it feels very promising as I'm leaving this event, knowing that moving forward, I do have connections to people in the dating industry.
Yeah, definitely. So we're having great initial conversations, and we look forward to continuing that. pass this.
I was pretty inspired by Amanda Bradford's talk by the League. So if we both kind of talked about what we envision the future of dating apps to be like, and I was sort of excited by hers. So I think possibly we could work together for articles or something like that. So I think so.
I made some good contacts that we will schedule some calls to talk about that.
I mean, in terms of bringing on an advisor who might actually be able to grow his role into having a significant, meaningful percentage of our company, I wouldn't consider that really a deal, but that could be a deal changer for us. And again, these are the people who can fill in the gaps, the expertise that we don't have. At the end of the day, we're technologists. We bring in millions and millions of data points, but that doesn't necessarily make us marketers. And so at the end of the day, I feel like I found resources that I did not have just a week ago.
Well, we made a couple of them, I got, I think, solid deals done with them, and then other ones I've got to kind of follow up and see how we can work together.
It's been great. It's been really fun to see people not just in online dating, but in industries that are related to online dating, like scam and harassment, all these things that I had to deal with when I was at OkCupid. It's great to hear what other people are doing to solve the problems.
The event was great. I didn't really know what to expect. I've gone to academic conferences before, but this is the first time that I've been to a business industry conference, and it was really fun. It was so cool to meet people who are involved in different areas of the dating app industry and online dating sites. So it was cool to connect with people who do marketing, who do business, who do finance, who do user verification, protections. I even got to chat with people who are in the matchmaking industry too, to see a whole nother side of online dating and dating in general.
Oh, this was great. Honestly, this might have been a life-changing weekend. So the conference, I've met a lot of people, picked up a lot of business cards. There's a whole variety of people that I may end up doing business with.
I really liked it. And I wasn't sure when I first got here. I was like, oh, what's this all about? And I've had more meaningful connections than I imagined I would. And that is not me blowing smoke. It was really great. Really, really great.
I found such a commonality amongst all of us who work in the industry. It seems like everybody really cares about doing a great job and learning from each other, and really coming together to talk about what's going on and what are the problems and what are the challenges and how can we overcome them. And after my talk tonight, I had 10 people come to me and just say, I really liked what you had to say about matching people for great relationships and how love in the world can really do a lot of good. So I feel like there's a lot of people that really care about what we're doing, and that's amazing.
I'm excited to be down here in Florida. It's beautiful, and it's been an awesome day of meeting people and networking.
The reason we're here at iDate is because we help dating companies stop fake profiles, romance scams, and general spam on their platforms from happening. If you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating business.
Se você não está no iDate, você não está na indústria de namoro no mundo.
If you're not at iDate, you are not in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating business.
So if you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating business.
If you're not at iDate, you're not in the dating industry, so get over here.